Hey guys, Leo here and Ninja doing some hamstring work today. Let's take it up to the anatomy guy up here so that you see the hamstring group will run underneath the glute with the glute exposed here. It'll run up here onto your sit bone. That's where the 3 hamstring heads attach here. Deeper to that, that's a bit more of an open view of where they'll attach to on this ischial tube or your sit bone. And that tendon continues all the way up into the sacrum like that. So it's a nice big fascial chain there. What we can also determine is that one of the bicep heads, the bicep femoris, attaches nice and high up onto that sit bone, unlike the other ones that will attach further down here. So we might need to work through the glute to get onto that bone there, but it can be a very useful way to treat some of those high hamstring issues that you might have. So here's a client that I prepared for you earlier. We got Ninja and an elbow. So with our sort of treatment philosophy, we like to start up nice and high onto the attachments, finding the attachment on the bone. So I'm going to slowly sink in here with my elbow and touch down onto a sit bone when I feel the body giving me some weight here. So we're closing in on it now. Ninja, some feedback from you, mate? How are we doing?
Yeah, it feels really good, therapeutic. It's appreciate the going in slow.
Yeah.
It gives me a chance to receive, accept
Yeah.
what you're doing. I want to fight you or run away.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Just having some contention with the pressure, man, giving the body some time to adapt to the pressure. I mean, we're pushing through some pain receptors, man, like maybe on a subconscious level it might be perceived as a bit of a threat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only way to really down-regulate that is allow the body to have time with it, to make sense of it.
Yeah.
And before you know it, it's not a threat anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And we're able to get to some of that deep work. So, I might have to lock Ninja's leg in here with my arm while I pull back into the sit bone.
Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah, all right. So I feel pretty connected now too. I've got a nice sort of bony surface pushing up against the end of my elbow. So I'm just going to direct that pressure, it's down and up onto that sit bone. And we'll see if we can clean out some more of the fascial attachments up here that I was pointing out before. So that will continue up into the sacrotuberous ligament and have an impact on the way, I guess, force is distributed up through the hammy into the tendon and also into the sacrum. So yeah, we can treat these common spots, but sometimes, I mean, it's good to always contemplate global patterns in the body. And this is not as global, it's literally the next part of the fascia on the further up into the system. Ninja, how's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm handling it well.
Still feeling pretty connected?
Yeah, it's good.
It's making sense up here?
Yeah, the other hand, it's on near my Achilles. That's really supportive and
support.
And then what I can describe what I've been feeling. I've felt the fascial kind of lines, you know, that deep one you're talking about that goes up to the sacrum.
The sacrum, yeah.
And I could feel a set going into my groin as well.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, this deep, wasn't an ache, but it was just awareness.
Sure.
That it was connected, and I felt therapeutic. So it's just sort of, when you're going slow like this, you can, like you said, you can make sense of what's going on and perhaps where you've been blocked and restricted.
That's it.
And you know that you're going to get, the work's being done. You're going to get better.
So yeah, that work is the clean right now. So I can feel the tip of my elbow, obviously on this arm, just hitting into different parts of that sit bone. And I'm just trying to stay connected to that bone and just, imagine there's dirt on it, doing a bit of a clean. Again, highly fascial areas, there's constant aggravation on the bone. Every time we extend our hip or, run or jump or move, our muscles are pulling on the tendons, which pull on the skeleton. So constantly the skeleton is exposed to that, and so you can imagine all that aggravation can cause little microparticles and stuff in the fascia that get lodged up there and might compromise the quality of motion or energy distribution through that area. And so any of those trapped particles, we just want to flush back out. So I'm kind of collecting them with my elbow. And I guess the next phase is to clean it back into the muscle belly. So now that I'm connected, I'm sweeping back down and through.
You can feel it going to work, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So client feels pretty connected as well, which is good. And we'll start to flush stuff back into the belly of the tissue where there's some more blood supply. That way the blood can do the rest of the job and clean it out of the system.
Feel something in my foot a bit too, right in the arch, and right into down the bicep femoris a bit more as well. There's like a electrical feeling.
Yep. So you've got your bicep femoris on this outside line. There's a long head and a short head, so outside all the way up to the ischial tube, and then you've got a shorter head of it which doesn't cross the hip joint. It's purely just responsible for flexion in the knee. As you can imagine, if that muscle shortens, we can close this leg up. And then the other two main heads on this medial side, running onto this medial side of the knee all the way up, semi-mem, semi-ten. Again, there's a bit of Latin for you, just practicing my bilingualness, what would you call it? Well, I speak Armenian as well, so maybe that's 3 languages, man. We'll focus on those muscles in a sec. Or we might save that for another video. Maybe we'll just work on bicep femoris today, because I want to show you guys that higher attachment that I pointed out to you before as well. That sits a bit underneath the glute that we can still access.
This feels really good, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, when you're slow enough, deep enough, connected enough, you can really elicit, as Ninja was saying, it feels really good. There's something about it feeling therapeutic that is just a nice sensation to receive, man. It's good to chase those feelings, and there's something about that means we're on the right track. So I'm just getting on top of it a bit much, so I'm just going to change my angle and stay connected.
It's really good.
Got to get these hamstrings, not that they're not right, but just get them nice and conditioned for sprints in a couple of days, Ninja.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of just some background on this hamstring. I have strained it a few times, and I don't feel any. I can run flat out. I've got no issues, but it doesn't recover the same as the other side.
Okay.
So there is sort of some awareness that it's more sore on the other side, on this side, than it is. And we were saying before we started filming, like, we've got these tools here. We don't really fully fix things. Where we've got access to treatment. So yeah, it'd be good to just get a real thorough treatment through it, and then see if it can be more balanced and similar recovery time to the other side.
Yeah.
So I think it's all possible,
Yeah. All right, so Leo, if you just want to have a look from this side maybe, man, we're going to just deep to the glute. Yeah, somewhere in there, because I feel bone already. I'll start my approach here.
Feels good.
Yeah, so we're already pretty connected and therapeutic. We're on the right track.
Deep ache in there.
Uh-huh.
It's good.
Just localized here, Ninja?
It kind of feels a bit into the groin.
Into the groin as
like
well.
a real fascial connection through.
Yeah.
Yeah, nervy a bit. And kind of just that deep ache. It's, itch that hasn't been scratched.
Yeah.
So this might be the missing link in a bicep fem.
Might be the missing link. We work up a bit higher than that ischial tube onto that hip. It was kind of just almost in line with your greater trochanter, but just a little bit inferior. So that's probably where we are in terms of that line of where that, what was it, the biceps femoris attaches a bit higher up. But we're impacting a lot of the other fascia as well. The glute connects to so much through this distal area of the glute too, like it's got fascial connections onto the sacrum, onto that sacrotuberous ligament that I was talking about as well, also into the ITB fascia. So obviously I have to push through the glute to get to that bicep. So you are treating the glute as well while this happens. And so yeah, we can have a bunch of global referral points, as Ninja was sort of experiencing before, into the groin, but we can get stuff down the leg through the ITB, even into the front of the hip at times. Ninja, how are we feeling? Still on track here, man? Still making sense?
Yeah, it feels really good, man. Yeah. It's kind of cool that, you know, you feel that surface glute kind of treatment, but then you kind of know that it's your hamstrings getting treated, so it's like a bit of a trippy thing.
Yeah. So a bit of a 2 for 1. But yeah, this area is responsible for a lot of power in the body when we're moving. Hip extension, you're running, you're jumping, and just stabilization of your pelvis, and in as a result your lumbar spine as well. You know, being able to hinge, squat properly, using these muscle groups can really benefit back health as well. So getting treatments done to help support your health can go a long way in promoting function in these areas.
Whoa.
Any referred pain now, Ninja? How's that
Nah,
feeling?
no referred pain,
Just right on the money?
Yeah. Kind of up where you started, that hip was more that deep, old kind of pain.
Yeah.
But now it's sort of quite comfortable and it's all good there. When you change angles though, I can feel on, you know, new territory is always intense, and then it kind of fades pretty quickly when you're on the areas that aren't as impacted. Feels good though. Yeah, it feels good.
Nice. So, yeah, I think that's, there's a bit angry in here still. Just from this angle here, man, like, what I'm doing is just down and kind of in this way, this diagonal kind of pressure down and up. But just even these little micro movements, again, just thinking about cleaning. Just like there's dirt on surfaces, you want to, have a bit of a scrub, you know. Really dig into some of that fascia, and again, little microparticles that accumulate because of tension and pulling on the skeleton and not being able to be cleaned by the body because of less blood supply to that type of tissue. We can really help by making sure that we clean properly in here. And I haven't moved much from where I started. You know, contrary to other types of body work, where we're not trying to strip through surface level tissue, we're really trying to get in deep and clean those sources of attachment, which means that we just stay connected, work around the attachments, and just affect good quality change in some of the deep tissue, especially when you're trying to get through, in this example, through that glute into that bicep attachment on the bone. So yeah, I think we've spent quite a good amount of time there. As I said, with the cleaning, what happens is we've got to sweep it away once we've collected it. Just want to move it back down the bicep femoris into some more blood supply. And if Ninja's body is functioning correctly, which it is, because he's just been through a bit of a detox, it'll be running pretty optimally right now, which means he'll have some good blood supply and a good self-cleaning service that's happening right now in his body. So guys, any hamstring issues, low back issues, tension in the hip, any irritation when running or stepping, climbing or walking up and down stairs, if any of that sort of resonates with you, come and get some body work done, this type of body work, and let's get some of those tendons adjusted and cleaned, and I pretty much guarantee that it will really benefit you and affect your quality of movement through that joint. Come get some hamstring work done. This is Leo and Ninja, and we are done.
Get it done.